think you are live. Okay, so go back over here. Go live.
I feel like I'm gonna have to give a shout out to Bob today, man. He tuned in for a second last week, and he was like, "I didn't even see you on there. Like, where were you?" It's just kind of funny. Oh, I got the alert.
Yeah.
You are live.
Yeah.
On Instagram.
I got like an echo.
There's an echo. Say something.
See if I can get this. Did that just turn us off of Instagram? Hopefully not.
No, because if you look at the eyeball thing in the corner, like 3 people are on X, 4 are on YouTube, and 1 is on. There's 2. Oh, because you use your own Facebook account.
Are we still live on Instagram?
I can't tell by looking at this live viewers button. I don't think we are, but you have the checkbox in the upper corner. Here, let me join and see what it does.
Hey, everybody. We're just trying something real quick with Instagram before we get started. Otherwise, we might just have to. We're still live.
I'm in watching it.
Cool.
Oh, there's comments that, you're on.
Yeah.
I don't think we don't see those comments, though.
Yeah, we won't see those comments in here. That's the only thing. Because it's new. It's like a pilot thing. But if you're on Instagram, come on over on Facebook.
There's like lots of people commenting on Instagram, but we just don't see them. So
yeah, I can't monitor all that because I don't actually see. Why do I not see that we're live? On my phone?
I see them because I'm logged in as a user, so I can just see what people are saying.
I mean, I'm logged in. I don't even see that I'm live. That's weird. My phone. Whoa, my phone is vibrated though.
Yeah, a lot of people are joining through here.
Wow. Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday night on Instagram. This is new, and we're just messing around with that. But hey, we got a lot of people on Facebook and YouTube too tonight. We're going to have a good time. Wade up in Nebraska. We got Brandon tuned in, Maggie, Andrew, Rhonda Lee out in Nova Scotia. Looks like Rob's at the Riviera. He's winning so far, I think.
That's my spot right there, the Riviera.
The Riv.
All right, I'm going to close out Instagram, though.
Yeah.
Oh, see, someone's asking if they can ask a question on Instagram. So
give us a call.
I'm just going to comment.
Yeah, we're going to be taking calls here in just a second. Hey, John, on Facebook. This Instagram thing is new. They're going to make it so it'll be integrated into where we can see the comments, but it's brand new. It just popped up like as soon as I logged in tonight. So Scott down in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Headed for Pennsylvania and some homemade pumpkin pie. All right. I think we're ready to rock. All right, let's do this. I gotta get a little slack here. Headphones. All right, here we go. Yeah, so if you are on Instagram, though, you can give us a call. The phone number is 407-413-9395. And but
dude, my Twitch account has like 6 people live right now. It's just kind of funny. Like you just popped in there too.
Oh, it's funny. And yeah, so you can join us on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, and we're actually next to your Twitter at the same time. But we can't see the comments on Twitter either. Okay, here we go. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the BOGP Open Line for Sunday night, December 17th, 2023. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Sunday evening to you, and welcome to the BOGP Open Line. This is actually going to be the last one for a few weeks because, wow, we have a lot going on here over the next month or so. But we're going to make the most of the next hour. So you can give us a call here in just a second at 407-413-9395. Check in. We'll give you the topics of the night here in just a second. But I'm excited because last week I was flying solo, and it is so much better when my buddy is here with us all. So Scott is joining us here from up in Michigan. Scott, welcome back to the show. What's going on?
Happy Sunday, Mike. It was kind of funny when I was texting you this morning. I was like, hey, yeah, I'll be in for the show. Just let you know, I think this is the last one for a while because we have Christmas Eve, which I think we all kind of have plans for, right?
Correct.
And New Year's Eve, I'll be at Walt Disney World. Marathon Sunday, obviously, we'll both be at Walt Disney World. Then it's half marathon Sunday at Disneyland. Like I'm normally not booked solid with plans, but I am for the next 4 Sundays, believe it or not, which is just kind of wild to think.
Yes. And so that's absolutely right. I'll be at my in-law. I can't believe so next Sunday night is Christmas Eve.
Yeah, when Christmas lands on a Monday, the Monday Christmas is always sneaky because you kind of felt like I still have another weekend to go to get last minute shopping or preparations, but you kind of don't. This kind of was the last weekend, which is weird because it's still a week away. But I've always found it's just it comes up pretty quick on you when it lands on a Monday. It's just the way the weekends works, for shipping too, right? Because you're not going to get things shipped on Sundays, perhaps, so you lose another day of shipping if you're doing online ordering. It's tricky to navigate, I'll tell you.
I did purchase Pam's gift today, so that shipping will, in case it gets, drop back a little bit, should get here in time. It's supposed to be here Tuesday, so we'll see. But that gives me a little time so that in case. But yeah, I still got a few more things to pick up, but the girls are not helping me this year. I mean, I have 2 daughters, no help, which is such a drag.
Yeah, we haven't done presents since I think Emily was born. That's just but we really don't do much at all, honestly. We just do family experiences throughout the whole year. That's how we celebrate all the holidays and birthdays and everything.
We do gifts and it's stressful, but that's just kind of how it is. But I only have to worry about Pam. Pam worries about everybody else. So I am very lucky in that instance. So anyway, so again, yes, next weekend, Christmas Eve, then New Year's Eve, I'll be here in St. Louis, but again, lots of football and everybody will be having plans. I'll just be sitting here probably watching. I don't know. I don't even watch, any of the new artists. I'll know any of them, but I'll find something on. I'm sure there'll be football on New Year's Eve. So I'll be watching that. And then of course, Walt Disney World Marathon and then out to Disneyland the next week. So yeah, 4 weeks of no call-in shows, but I just want to give you kind of a heads up over the next couple of weeks with the podcast in general. Of course, we won't have the Thursday shows if we don't have the live call-in shows. So those Thursday shows will fall off after this coming week, just for that 4-week period, which, I apologize for that, but we can only do so much. For the Monday, Wednesday, Friday shows, we'll continue to have those all new shows every day. They might look a little bit different. And it might be kind of fun because after 2,400 shows, we're going to maybe experiment with them. Scott and I are talking about recording some live from Walt Disney World. So let me know what you think about that while we're down at Marathon Weekend. We might sit down at a table and do an on the spot, upload the show. Wouldn't have background music.
But you'd have some clinky glasses in the background, which I think, is authentic.
Exactly. I mean, we wouldn't have exactly the studio quality sound that we normally have, but it would have the ambiance and it would have the tiredness of us being at Walt Disney World and the hot takes of being in the environment and maybe even from Disneyland too. So be prepared for that. It wouldn't be as professional, wouldn't be as polished, but it would be immediate. So you might get those in your feed over the next 3 weeks. You might have shows where Ricky and Pam are not there. It's just Scott and I. Just please be flexible with us as we close out 23, move into 24. Once we get settled after the Disneyland race weekend, things will be back to normal. We just got to get through here because of, like Scott said, with the holidays being what they are and my daughter turning 16 and that one, I'm home for 2 days between the races. And guess what? My daughter turned 16 on one of those 2 days. So I can't even record one of those 2 days. I am totally stressing out. Haven't missed a podcast in, 15 years. Not going to happen. You're going to get new shows, but they might look a little different. So just be cool with us. They might be a little, who knows, different could be good after this mini podcast. So Scott and I are going to experiment.
And I agree with Maggie's comment. That's why I told you in the pre-show is that live from Disney is kind of raw and authentic, right? I think it's kind of I think this group of listeners would like that after mixing it in for 24 episodes, 2,400 episodes, not 24. After 2,400 episodes, hearing Big Thunder Train in the background or something like that. I think that would just be kind of fun to mix it up for a couple of those episodes. So I'm all in, Mike. I think we should do it. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And I think the listeners would get a kick out of it.
I think Jason's onto something here live on Facebook because we record a live pub sub eating review. I mean, I don't know if we're going to eat live while we, I think that's kind of rude to eat and talk, but I mean, did you know? Because I follow a Twitter account that is the Pub Sub. What's the one we like? The chicken tender pub
I
sub.
love the chicken tender one. Yes. Yeah.
There's actually a Twitter account for that. Is it on sale? And it's just yes or no. But they had a holiday sandwich pub sub, like Earl of Sandwich, dude, for $7.99, and it was on sale this week. It almost made me buy a ticket to go down. Anyway, let's take your calls. 407-413-9395. Topics for tonight. We're going to take your most shocking things that you've seen at Walt Disney World. Maybe your craziest bill you've gotten at a dining location or anything else. Maybe you went out to do something special, like you decided to splurge for everybody playing golf. That'd be kind of probably one. Or, you did something cool around property. You're just like, shocking moment. You saw something wild at a holiday. Like Pam talked about, we were there for the 40th and people were jumping fences and going into the water. It was wild. We called it Disney Anarchy. I got stuck in the Epcot parking lot one New Year's Eve. It was wild. I thought for sure I was going to see the sunrise. So what are the most shocking things you've seen? And with this being the last show before the holidays, just so we can all share, what are some of your holiday traditions? What do you do on New Year's Eve, kind of growing up in your part of the woods, in your neck of the woods? Because we have a lot of international callers. We have callers from all over the United States. We always went to my grandparents' house growing up, and my cousins came up. That's kind of the stuff we did. I've talked about this in previous years, but we could talk about that as well. So the phone number is 407-413-9395, 407-413-9395. So Scott, you weren't on the show when we talked with Pam and Ricky. I don't know if you heard it, because I think you were in there and we recorded it. I saw you popping in and out. What did you think about those, and did anything else come to mind for you besides that New Year's Eve at you got a call, but hold that thought, because I know you probably have something else that shocked you down there. But let's grab this call, because I know you probably have a good story, I'm sure. All right, first call of the night. Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, Mike and Scotty G. It's Brandon up in New Hampshire. How are you?
Hey, Brandon. Happy holidays. Thanks for calling in.
Happy holidays, guys. Scotty G. Love the hat. Mike.
I'm about to say, Brandon, I wore the hat specifically for you tonight, so I'm glad you called in.
Absolutely. I'm still rocking the 50th anniversary. I got two of them, like I said, and I'm still wearing mine constantly, Scott.
It's a fantastic hat. I had to get a backup too, because we talked about that. You got to back when you find something you really like. You got to back it up, right? So glad that you did the same.
Well, so as you guys know, I was just down there on the 2nd through the 9th. Pam and I came down from New Hampshire, and we stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge. And I will tell you that pictures, videos do not do it justice when you walk into that lobby for the first time. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Right. So it's very comparable to, and I mean, obviously same architect, Wilderness Lodge. It's breathtaking as you go through the doors. It's almost like, whoa, because it doesn't, from the outside, it looks cool, but it's way more impressive as you go through the threshold and then you see it. And especially Animal Kingdom Lodge. So did you go in at night or did you go in the day?
We checked in at 4:00 in the afternoon and everything was lit up. The tree was lit up. We saw the gingerbread. Obviously I sent you pictures, Mike. Yep. I said hi to the zebra for you. And you can tell that, I mean, it was just unbelievable. I mean, the wood carvings everywhere, the glass enclosures with all the artifacts and stuff like that from Africa. I mean, it was hard to even conceive. It took us 45 minutes just to go to our room, because when you walk into that lobby, you have to look at everything.
I agree. It's almost like a mini museum. It's a very cultural experience as you're in there. Scott, you could say it even the smells, right, Scott? I mean, because you have Victoria Falls, you can hear people clanking their drink glasses, and then you have the smells from Boma and Jico. It's multi-sensory.
I'm glad you mentioned smell, because I'm sure Brandon noticed it too. That's actually like what draws me to the Animal Kingdom Lodge as I walk in. Like, I love the smell. I mean, the scope and the size and everything is like breathtaking, but I'm drawn to the smell because there's that little fire pit off to the side, where they have some chairs around there, and like that's where I go to. Like, that's like my chill, my relaxation point. I hit that spot. I sit around that fire. I take in all the smells. You got Boma right below you. Like, that's home and vacation to me right there.
It's such a punch in the face when you walk through that aroma, the mix between the wood fired smell, the restaurants, I can't even, I wish there was a scented candle that could really capture that scent, because it was just, the first thing that I noticed was the scent before you even get to see like the lobby and the Christmas tree, because you got that little foyer that's probably 15 feet long. That's the first thing that you capture when you walk in that place.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't been over there in a few years, and now you're making me long to get over to Animal Kingdom Lodge. I think I have to go to Sanaa or something now. Because did you guys make it over to Kidani, over to the other side? Because what that is, that's like a little mini. I mean, it's definitely it's so funny because it's a nice little lobby in Kidani, but it's cozy. It's a miniature version of Jumbo House's lobby. Obviously not Scope.
We did not go over to that end. We did Boma, we did Jico, and I'll tell you, even Damara, the quick service there that you've got there, the food in there is just out of this world for a quick service. I mean, I love Pop Century's quick service. I love Coronado's quick service, the cafeteria vibe, but the cultural foods that they have, the shrimp at Damara, I mean, it's unbelievable compared to some of the things that you get on property other than the pizzas, the burgers, and the chicken fingers and all that. There's just a few different tastes of things that maybe you haven't tried before. We ate there so many times that I cannot complain. Even the breakfast foods were fantastic.
Love to hear that, Brandon, because that's something I've said a while for a while is that, yeah, I mean, you can get your flatbreads and your burgers and fries and chicken tenders at like all these counter services, but there is something unique about the Mara. They will have like 1, 2, or 3 like out of the box, like not your generic Disney counter service offerings. And like, yeah, when I stayed, if I'm at the lodge for like a week, I ate at the Mara 3 or 4 times minimum. Plus, we got to go in there and grab some zebra domes too, because you can just buy them from the cooler.
Yeah.
Well, that was a recommendation from Mike too. And I don't eat sweets, but I got the zebra domes for the wife, Mike, and I will tell you, she fell in love. Now, she doesn't even drink alcohol. She fell in love with the zebra domes and the peanut butter brownie that they have in there. She was to die for both of those things. I mean, those were the things where, can you run downstairs and grab me some more of the zebra cakes? I'm like, yes, honey, I will do that.
Here's the advantage of Animal Kingdom Lodge. If you get the right room, it's almost a 5K to get down to the Mara. If you get one of those rooms that's on the end of the hall, because of how that resort's laid out, right? Because it's kind of that horseshoe shape around, so they can get the maximum amount of rooms to see the Savannah. I've had one of those rooms down at the very end, and I swear, I'm like, I should get a medal for just walking to my room. It's so far away.
I will tell you that we were on the zebra wing, and we were probably, at least 200 yards down the hallway, room number 4526 to be precise. And I will say it's at least a 3K to get to the elevators. But once you get down there, it's not too bad to get to the first floor when you have to go out to the food court area and stuff. And I will tell you, one of the things that I didn't realize about this, every night at 10 o'clock, they feed the flamingos. And so every night at 10 o'clock, I'd go over there and I'd hang out with the flamingos, and I'd get the biggest rise out of those by making a duck call. And everybody in the resort that was in the pool area thought it was hilarious that these flamingos were going nuts at 10 p.m. because I was hyping them up for their dinner coming in about 2 minutes.
So wait, Brand, you were the flamingo hype man while you were there. So
I did it the entire 7 days we were there, Mike. I walked over there at 2 minutes of 10 every single night, got them all going nuts from their sleeping, and they got fed 2 minutes later.
Do I ask?
Ask.
Give us the flamingo duck call.
Oh, that's funny.
That's all it takes. And they went bonkers.
Yeah, I mean, this podcast, we're talking about 2,400 episodes. Like, I think we just hit an all-time high moment there. I mean, you want to talk about trip report planning tips at its finest. There it is right there, the flamingo call.
Yes, I mean, I did not have that on the bingo card for tonight, but there it is. Oh, that's awesome.
So
how about the dining? So how was Brandon?
I have a trip coming up in May, and my concern is Disney Genie Plus and Genie started in 2021, December of 2021. How is that going to work without park reservations on my next upcoming trip? How are they going to know that I'm going to be in the park on that day to do my Genie first buy at 7 a.m. and the Lightning Lane individual purchases? How is that going to work without them knowing I'm in the park that day?
I would assume it won't matter at that point. You're just going to buy it and that's where you're going to go. I would assume it would be no restrictions, right? I mean, that's what I'm guessing. It's kind of like.
But what if they're at capacity if I purchased it?
Well, then I guess it wouldn't be an option, is what I'm guessing. I think what's going to happen with Genie Plus is in like individual lightning lanes, they'll just sell out, at that point, and it'll just, be grayed out on the app or something like that, or just say not available at this point. Think about back to the days. This is going to be one of the shows I want to do like over the holidays. Think about back when we had like Fast Pass Plus, right? When you made 3 Fast Passes prior to your arrival of your trip. If you did that, I don't know if you're still
6 months in advance.
Right. When was it 6 months? Was it 6 months? Or 90 days? I can't
It might have
remember.
been 90 days or something like that. Yeah.
It's like
it's still outrageous numbers.
I can't remember. It's been so long. But either way, it doesn't matter. That's not part of the story. But think about this. Like, so you did that and you could go to any park you wanted, right? But what that was, and I never thought about it this way. Scott's the one that actually made me think about it this way. That was basically a park reservation because you had three fast passes, but they had to be in the same park. So they knew where you were going for those 3 fast passes. So they knew what park you were going to be in. So they had a pretty good idea without park reservations, even pre-park reservation system, where people were going based on the fast pass allotment, pre-arrival for all these guests. And so it's kind of, I guess it would kind of be like that. They can have kind of a ballpark figure of where people are going to go by Genie Plus purchases, because they say more than half the people are buying Genie Plus.
And that makes a lot of sense to us too. We're not all day park people. We go there for a few hours in the morning, then we go back and we do the pool, we do the relaxation, we go back for a few hours in the evening. To us, the Genie Plus thing always has made sense to us. We're not a big family. It's only 2 of us. The cost is not huge. If we really want to get on Rise of the Resistance or whatever, that 15 to 20 to whatever it ends up being worth it to us to make the trip worthwhile. So yeah, no, that completely makes sense that they have that thumb on you. If you purchase Genie Plus or you purchase the individual, you're essentially made that park reservation for the day.
Yep. I mean, I'm just guessing it'll be kind of without restriction. They'll just sell out, and that'll be it, and then you'll just have to, okay, well, no more Genie Plus today at the Magic Kingdom. So, you can buy it if you wanted Animal Kingdom. And what that'll do is that'll disperse the crowds. And that's exactly what they want to do. Just guessing.
Gotcha.
Who knows? Who knows? I'm not a
One other thing I want to comment on that we were there on Tuesday the 5th in Epcot when the statue was revealed and they opened up all the walls and everything like that. I will tell you that place was absolutely mobbed on the 5th. I didn't go anywhere within 100 feet of that statue because it was an hour to get your picture taken with the statue, an hour plus, and 45 minutes just to do a strolling walk by if you wanted to see the statue in person.
You didn't happen to have the power washer, did you?
I certainly did not.
I would have thought that broke everything. Hey, those power washers are no joke. One time I was power washing the driveway at our old house because we were borrowing one from my father-in-law, and I had the thing on the super tight like rope. Like you can take a power washer and like fan it out or something, because we were like washing off the siding or something. I had it on the super tight rope, as strong as it would go, and I accidentally ran that thing over my big toe. I swear I thought I cut off my big toe. I was scared to look down and see if my big toe was still attached to my body. That's how hard it hit. Those things are no joke.
I'll tell you, we use a pressure washer for our driveway, and we have a setting that's used for car washing and stuff like that, and the siding on the house. You get that wrong one where it's a straight line all the way across.
Yeah,
I swear to God, there's enough PSI on there to take the end of your toe straight off.
That's what I thought. I thought I shot my big toe right off my foot because I accidentally hit it because I wasn't paying attention. I've been doing it so long, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Zoop right over my big toe. I was like, oh, I think I just chopped off my big toe.
Yeah, that turns into a scavenger hunt at that point. Oh my
God. Yeah. So no, I think Scott wanted to ask about Jico though, real quick before we cut you loose, Brandon. So go ahead, Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, just as a foodie myself, I just wanted to know what your thoughts were on Jico for the first time.
I'll tell you, the biggest thing, Scotty, is you have to have an open mind. I mean, we went in there going for the braised pork shank, which was exactly what I was looking for. They didn't have it. They had changed the menu the day before the reservation. I did the braised lamb shank, which is fantastic. My wife did the tandoori chicken, a lot of flavors that we're not familiar with living in New Hampshire. We're used to seafood and, like I do barbecue is a hobby, stuff like that. These are spices, and I don't mean spices as in spicy. I mean spices and flavors. Like there's a lot of coriander, a lot of turmeric. There's a lot of warm, like I call holiday spices, the cinnamon, the ginger. There's a lot of those things in a lot of their foods that I wouldn't do it again personally, just because it didn't come to our taste buds, so to speak. And we're adventurous eaters. We love every place. That was not my favorite, to be honest with you. It was just too adventurous for our palate. That's not something we've ever tasted before.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I'm personally a big fan, but like I know I'll say like I never really gotten like too adventurous there, like because I love their filet, so I kind of just go basic like with the filet, and their mac and cheese is so good too. So like I will say like I love to venture out too, right? But for some reason at Jico I don't.
Scotty, that's what I should have done. I should have stuck within the wheelhouse, but I wanted to try something different that I couldn't get someplace else on property, to be honest with you. And I paid the price for it. And again, it wasn't bad. It was just not something I was familiar with.
Yep. No, solid review. No, that's good. Because you know what's great? There's so many other restaurants. You got Toledo you can still go to. There's so many great other options. Glad to hear that you tried it though, and now you know.
Absolutely. And I will give you one shocking moment that Pam and I, when we went to Haleo over at Disney Springs for the first time, and again, it's just two people, two adults. The wife doesn't drink. I only drink beer. So we sat there and we did, I think, 9 different tasting courses. We got the absolute best potato croquettes that you can ever get in your life. I mean, these things are amazing. The waiter told us it takes like 2 days to make these potato croquettes, and it's got chicken in them, whatever. That bill for 2 adults, just me with 2 beers, was $240 something.
Oh my God. I don't even know what those things are, but man, there's nothing I could eat that would be that.
It's the ones that they serve on the ceramic pillow that you see in the pictures. It looks like the glass slipper pillow, and there's 5 potato croquettes, as they call them, sitting on this little ceramic pillow. But that, I'll tell you, if you could just get that, Mike, it's well worth the money, because those things are amazing. And the stuffed poblano's with the goat cheese, also amazing. Everything that we had there was fantastic. But when I saw that bill come back and I saw $240 something, I'm like, this was the most expensive hour I've ever spent in my life besides my wedding.
But here's the thing, though. You left there and you weren't even full, right?
No, we went over to the Daily Poutine and got poutine.
Oh, my God.
That's the worst part.
So the poutine was like the best value of all time after that.
Oh, you cannot beat that. And we did try pub subs for the first time. We don't have a Publix up here in New Hampshire. We did get pub subs. We just got the cold cut ones while we're down there this past trip. But I will say, for a $10 sandwich, Subway's 12-inch, whatever you want to call it, is not a grinder. The pub subs are actual grinders, as we call them.
Yes.
All I know is they're God's gift, man. Those things are the bomb.
Yep, they need to bring one to New Hampshire. I'd support it all the way. But I'll let you get another caller in here, guys. It was fantastic talking to you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Good luck with your runs. Again, love the show. So again, good luck, guys, and happy holidays.
Brandon, same to you. You guys
Thanks,
have a great one in New Hampshire, and it's so good to talk to you. And we'll talk to you in the new year.
Sounds good, guys.
All right, take care. Happy New Year. Bye-bye. All right, Brandon, man, great stuff there.
What's the pressure washer thing? Like, did I miss something?
You didn't hear my story?
No.
Listen, dude. So, at Epcot.
No, yeah, no, I heard your story, but what?
You didn't hear what happened at Epcot with the lights?
No.
So, all those new lights, right? They're in the ground and everything looks great around that statue, right? Of Walt and all that. They got the lighting package. Well, like the second day, the second night overnight, somebody went in, like a cast member went in to clean and went in with a pressure washer and hit all those lights and broke a whole bunch of them because they weren't rated for the pressure washer, because it had like 2200 PSI and it like broke a whole bunch of the lighting packages because it busted out the seals and the water got into the lighting fixtures. They're all broken. Yeah. Can you imagine that person that went in there and like, it won't turn back on? That'd totally be me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's kind of the joke that, I mean, because it rains all the time down there, but it doesn't get hit with like something like that. Yeah, whatever that is. So, yeah. All right. It's a great call there by Brandon. 407-413-9395. 407-413-9395. Looking for your,
we talk about experiences that you would like to do again sometimes, like, because it was great when you went to Disneyland for the first time. You got to have all these brand new experiences. And hearing Brandon talk about walking through the Animal Kingdom Lodge for the first time was like, that's one of those that I wish I could like relive again, but it still like awes me though, because the smell we were talking about, like it just hits you with all the senses like hit you when you walk into the Animal Kingdom Lodge. And I still like kind of get butterflies on my stomach because like it's a big production, you got to walk up all those big steps, to get to like where the porte cochere is. Someone greets you, welcome home, and you walk in, and like I start getting butterflies on my stomach, and then boom, it hits you. And those are like some of my favorite things about Disney. And I was just thinking about that as he was telling that story. It's just like, I'm glad that he got to experience that. I want everyone to be able to experience that. Like when you experience something new at Walt Disney World, it's just like the greatest thing.
And I'm glad what he said too is that they took their time. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you check in and you're like rushing off to your room and you don't experience the arrival, right? You rush through and then the lobby just becomes a pass through to get to the bus or to get to your car, to go to the parks. Like he took the time to check out the cultural exhibits, to check out the Christmas tree, to check out the fire pit. One of the things, now that you say that, I it's kind of had the visual picture in my mind. I see this, especially with Animal Kingdom Lodge and Wilderness Lodge, because they're very similar architecturally, just different themes. How there's so many different levels within the lobby itself, and especially Animal Kingdom Lodge, because it's almost like there's half levels too, because you can go up over that kind of bridge there by the big bay of windows that looks out into the savannah, to get kind of a view if you look back to the lobby towards the front doors and the check-in area, or over to the windows. You can also go down about a half level to Victoria Falls, the bar area, to some more fire pits down there. You can go all the way down to Boma, Jico. It is kind of a, like you said, it's very multi-sensory. There's a cool background loop playing. I mean, you got the sign, you just got people passing through.
That background loop, Mike, I have spent hours getting tracks for that, and I have it on my iTunes now. I mean, I had to break it out into 3 parts because it's like an hour and 2 minutes, so I broke it into 20-minute sections. And if you look at like my most played stuff or whatever, like that, it's that loop I listen to more than anything. It's so good. And I talked about this before on the podcast, and I'll say it again. It's like, this is where like I love the mobile check-in to your room, and like it's kind of great how you can bypass the front lobby and you get your room number assigned, but like, and I'm guilty of this, but like I kind of hate that I skip the lobby sometimes for these things, because like that is what starts the vacation for me, like being greeted by a cast member. You get the experience like walking into the lobby, and now like, oh, your room is ready in Zebra Trail. And now I just you still, for that resort, you still have to go to the lobby, I guess, but at like a value resort, like you're not even going to the lobby. You're just going to go like get on the bus or like take your car and just go straight to your building, and you never even see it. And like that bums me out, because like of our first few Disney trips, like that was like what's always kicked off vacation. That was like what got me so excited, was like, oh man, now we're here. We're going to be greeted by this cast member. And now I feel like so many people are losing that offering.
It was. And there's so many things like that that are like a blessing and a curse at the same time, right? I mean, because there is a huge convenience to being able to bypass a 30-person line at Pop Century, right? Because sometimes you get there at the wrong time. If you get there on a Monday at like 10 o'clock in the morning, like where all the flights have landed, it stinks. I mean, it's not good. But you're exactly right. The positive side of that is you get to talk to the cast member. You're all excited. And I remember, I mean, you just nailed it. Like I almost got goosebumps, because I thought back to some of our first trips to Pop, and we waited in that long line. But I just remember, like, while we waited in that long line, like we were just like all 4 of us or 3 of us before Mallory, like we were just like, the whole trip was in front of us. So we were like looking around, talking about the shadow boxes on the wall, looking what was behind the cast, those scenes behind the cast members at the check-in desk. And then I wonder what kind of room we're going to be in the 70s. We're going to be in the 50s, and listen. Oh, I love that song. You want to go to the store down everything. I mean, like we were getting so amped up that entire time that the line wasn't that bad. And then when you got, your cast member to get to talk to them, man, it was like it was the greatest thing. Like, hey, you guys ever been here? It was like, you're right. I mean, you missed out.
Then you would get your room to the key card. See, now it's different. Like you're like, oh, you got your Magic Band, like, and you got 1,600 of them. I see, like in your profile, like, like I don't know. It's a little different now. But I'm not saying it's bad by any means. I know you're saying the same thing, because on a race weekend like that you have coming up, you don't want to wait in that lobby. You're by yourself. You're going to be, the day you arrive, you're going to want to get to the expo. You got stuff you want to do. You just want to get to your room, basically. And so that's where that mobile check-in like works so well. when your room is ready, at least, because sometimes you're waiting all day for that text or that notification that your room is ready. But I don't know. It's just like a small thing that Disney used to do so well, and I think they still do it well. It's just like, unfortunately, not everyone gets to experience that, and I guess because they choose to.
Yeah, well, it's good to have it as an option, right? Because you can still do it the old way, right? There's nothing that keeps you from doing it that way. But here's the thing that is like the mobile food order. Love that.
I know you do.
Love that. I do not like waiting in line for food. Like if I can,
I like to do customizations. It's hard to do. I mean, actually, the app's gotten pretty good though with that.
They updated the app over the last couple of weeks. Yeah. Like it's a lot easier now to custom. Because my rule in life, and I've said this with my whole you order what's on the board. Like that's what
you are my brother sometimes. Bob, if you're listening, this is
asking for trouble. And the thing is, here's my philosophy on that. My order is going to get messed up because Paige wants hers without pickles. Like they're going to take the cheese off of my taco because she wants she wants something without lettuce. They're going to make it simple. Order a number or just order it like it comes and then pick your stuff off yourself. Like I hate that, but yeah, no, I get it. You should get what you want, but that's kind of my philosophy. You're tempting fate.
Oh man, you crack me up for that.
Your brother sounds like a cool dude. 407-413-9395. 407-413-9395. So what do you guys think though about the mobile check-in? Like, do you mobile check it? Give us a call. We need some calls. So 407-413-9395. Do you stand in the line? Now, Coronado, it's kind of funny because now you check in over at the tower. I don't know if it's gotten any better over there, better or worse than it used to be over by the store.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's any more efficient.
See, I'm weird about Coronado, and I know Brandon, who just called, loves Coronado. Actually, I know a lot of our listeners do. And I'm not the biggest fan of the tower, to be honest. And I've stayed in there before, and the new lobby is nice. It's I know they're trying to make it more feel like a deluxe, and it's good for like the convention folks too. But like, you just helped me book my spring break trip coming up. Well, not coming up, but later, early in 2024.
It's next week. It's coming up.
That's right. I know. I'm trying to organize all these trips, and I was thinking like, man, I can do the tower, like a studio or whatever, 2 queen beds, but I can actually save money and stay like in the outer buildings. And I chose the outer buildings because like there's something about I like those outer buildings. Like I don't know why. I feel like it's more convenient for parking for one. If you rent a car,
yep,
you can park like right in front of your building, basically, like in the ranchos or the Castitas. And I feel like you're closer to the pools. Like you're going to have your own pool. The tower doesn't have its own pool. So you're going to have to go down to like the old Cabanas area, I think is like the closest pool. So you're going to have to walk through that lobby, like with your swimsuit on and all that, where if I'm in the outer buildings, I can just walk outside to the pool. Like I'm not really walking in a building or seeing anyone. Like, I don't know. It's just those rooms are nice. The views are spectacular, but I'm still like a fan of, I much prefer the outer rooms, and the price is just so right there too.
No, the prices are, I'm in the outer buildings, right, too, for marathon weekend. That's where I'm staying here in
nice.
A week or so. You can't go wrong there because you can get a really good deal on those rooms. With my AP discount, I was getting it for about the same price as Pop. But here are the advantages, I think, to the tower. The rooms are newer, nicer, kind of more deluxe. Plus, here's the thing I think about. If it's raining, okay, so you say you get a rainy day, you can get to food without ever having to go outside. You know what I'm saying? Like you can stay in the tower, stay inside, and get to I keep calling it El Centro, El Mercado, or whatever it's called. It used to be called Pepper Market.
Pepper Market. I gotta get better about like adapting to the new names. Man, I love the name Pepper Market because the logo, it reminded me of like with the drum. Like it reminded me like I'm a big Beatles fan, so it made me think of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, like the album cover a little bit. Like
where did that guy go? Somebody bought that dude. Dude, that'd be awesome to have like in your backyard. Oh my gosh, I can wait for a call. But yeah, that's probably the biggest advantage. There's also a nice fitness room attached to it, so you don't have to go hunting for the other one.
Yeah, and I'm not knocking it. I like the addition. It adds all these more rooms. It actually creates more availability for me to stay in those outer rooms.
It brought down the prices on the other rooms, which I like.
Yeah, that was the same thing. I asked you the question. I was like, Mike, I can stay at Pop or Coronado for like a $10 difference per night. Like, why would I not pick Coronado?
Then you get into the conversation.
Skyliner.
No Skyliner, buses, the Skyliner. So, but I prefer the room. So I went with Coronado for the amenities. All right, we have our next caller. Hayes joining us.
Hey, it's Phil from Fort Pierce, Florida.
Hey, who is it? Sorry, I didn't get the first name.
Phil.
Phil, thanks for calling in. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you guys.
What's going on?
As far as the whether you should go to the desk and check in or do it online, I you know what? I think if you're new to the whole thing, you definitely got to go to the front desk, because that's part of the whole experience. And I mean, once you've been there a few times, if you want to do you know, check in online, that's definitely the way we go. But you're missing part of the experience if you don't go to the desk. That's part of it.
Agreed.
Here's kind of a minor thing too, Phil. Are you also missing an opportunity at an upgrade? It seems like we used to hear about that a decade ago. I haven't heard of anybody getting an upgrade. Well, you know what? I think, was it Brandon? Somebody just recently, one of my guests got a free Savannah upgrade over at Animal Kingdom Lodge in the last couple of weeks. They booked a standard, got a Savannah view. But possibly if you're really nice to the cast member and really excited, sometimes they make stuff happen. You never know.
You know what though? Of all the times I've been, I only had the chance at an upgrade one time, and we were going to Fort Wilderness, and they told us, they said, "Oh, I got this great opportunity for you. We want to put you at Art Animation." And I looked over at my son, and because we were going to the campground, he looked at me, and I was like, I said, "No, I'll have to pass on that." And they kind of looked at me like, "Are you crazy? We're going to send you up," which at the time, Art Animation had just opened. And I was like, "Yeah, no, we're going to go ahead and put a tent up and stay in Fort Wilderness rather than go to Art Animation." But as many times as I've been, I've never had the opportunity. It's just one of those things that I haven't been lucky enough to really get a chance at an upgrade.
I'm with you. The only upgrade I've ever gotten was bunk beds. we got bunk beds at Animal Kingdom Lodge rather than 2 queens, which my girls thought it was cool that one trip. So
I had a weird upgrade once. It
wasn't much.
That's what's cool about stuff like that. I mean, and a lot of it's all about the kids. So
yeah, exactly. Go ahead, Scott.
No, my upgrade was weird. It was I was doing one night at like an all-star. It was a couple of wine and dines ago. Remember, I was gonna bunk with Georgia, and like you were like, "Why are you down there?" Like I just stopped going, like, and then I ended up showing up anyway. But the first night I was gonna just stay on my own, and I booked like an all-star sports or something. And then I get on my flight or whatever, and I land, and I just get out the app, you know, and it says like your Animal Kingdom Lodge room is ready. And I'm like, what? Like, it was the most random thing. So like I got upgraded, and I did mobile check-in and everything, and I got switched to resorts. It was the weirdest thing. But it was the weirdest thing, because like, what if I just drove to All Star Sports, like not paying attention? Like, this is the resort I booked, right? I just happened to like look at my reservation, and it said Animal Kingdom Lodge. So that was the strangest upgrade, because like it was just by chance. I was never even notified that it happened. But
that's a pretty big upgrade.
Yeah,
it is a big upgrade. It's probably because it was just one night, you know.
Phil, everybody tomorrow is going to be booking All Star Sports with me.
for one night stays.
Oh, so what's going on? When was your last? You know, if I was a kid, though, you're right. Like, if I was getting jazzed up to go tent camping, I wouldn't want to stay in a bed. You know what, man? That's half the fun. I get it.
Well, and the worst part about it, we were hauling a golf cart behind us, so we had our own golf cart,
yeah.
And I can't imagine trying to park that at the Art Animation parking lot. But we had the golf cart and the tent and everything like that, and he was all excited about it. And if it wasn't for that, I definitely would have said yes. We will definitely take Art Animation, but he had his mindset on staying in the campground. And as it turns out, I mean, we love the campground, so it's one of those things. That's one of the different experiences you get at Disney, being in the campground. I mean, staying at all the different hotels is really nice, but I mean, the campground is just something different all by itself. And Mike, you definitely, before they go with the cabins where it's going to be one of the DVC resorts, you definitely need to get in there.
I do need
that. The cabins, they're awesome. They are really awesome.
I do want to do that. My wife just, she's a glamper at best. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
and it's hard to do that by myself.
It's
so big. You know what I'm saying? They're so expensive. And I go down for these race weekends. It'd be ridiculous to stay in a cabin for one person. So maybe for a couple nights. Yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, I'm with you.
It's one of those things. It's, other than being able to walk to the food court, the cabins are awesome. You park right there. You don't have to haul all your luggage. I mean, you're literally, it's like having your own little house there. And I mean, it's awesome. But the only way you can do it is with the golf cart. You got to rent a golf cart, because the buses in it, which are pretty frequent, but it's just rough getting around there without one. But the cabins are just, they're awesome.
Yeah, I used to run through there every time I stayed at Wilderness Lodge, and I used to just, I saw all the golf carts, and we'd eat over at Trails End, or we'd eat over at go to Hoop-de-Doo, and the golf carts are just something I always wanted to do. You know, like the 12-year-old in me is like, I gotta rent a golf cart sometime. Stay over here. And I love seeing all the RVs. You know, everybody customizes them, and everybody. It reminds me when I was a kid, when I was like 10, probably younger than that. My best friend across the street, his grandparents had a place called, it was actually it's really close to where we live now, but back when I was a younger kid, like this was way out of St. Louis where we live now. It wasn't developed. And it was a campground called Pine Woods. And they would bring their RV and stay for the weekend, because there's a bunch of lakes and, you know, places where you could hike and stuff just for the weekend. And so I go with him and stay with his grandparents in this RV. And it's very much like that, right? Where people go out, and it reminds me of my childhood over there. You know, people just hanging out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what? The just the smells of the charcoal and it's a whole different experience being in there.
Yeah, it's not so hustle like the 95% of the rest of property. It's like, whoa,
exactly.
Chill over here. I think I'll stay over here for a few more minutes. Yeah, it's very much like, these people are enjoying life.
Exactly. I mean, and like with the cabins, you sit out there on the little porches and everything, and it's just it's kind of weird being on Disney property and being that relaxed. It's a whole different experience.
I'm going to need some of that. Scott will too, as he's down there for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, y'all are crazy for that.
That's good kind of crazy. Yeah, we'll see. Hey, Phil, we appreciate the call, and hey, don't be a stranger. It's so good to talk to you.
I appreciate talking to you guys, and have a good night.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you guys and the family. Happy holidays and Happy New Year down there.
Thank you, and back at you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. All right, great call from Phil. Never talked to him before, I don't think.
I love that, how I type something in here and I have a typo and it shows 3 times. Gotta love that.
That's the story of my life right there, man. Let's see. Oh, so Summer House. Have you seen the new Summer House restaurant? I was gonna ask you about that tonight.
I saw a little something, I saw like a margarita pizza or something, because I love me some pizza and some flatbreads, and then so I haven't really explored it too much. I mean, new offering, I'm all for that, right? I mean, Disney Springs, though, there are so many places to go and have all these different offerings, but I think that looks good. I haven't looked at any of the pricing, but from what I feel like, it seems like it's a huge menu, lots of variety there. So those restaurants kind of worry me sometimes, because I feel like they don't do everything super great if they have a really giant menu. But I'm excited to check it out. How about you?
I mean, I saw the chips and guac, and it was $16.95. Now that looked expensive, because I just
table side. Is it table side though?
It was big. It would look pretty big, as a picture though. Who knows? But I mean, I'll give it a shot for chips and guac. But what sold me, and again, I don't know if like I'm caught up in the hype because it's new. They have this cookie bar. Okay. So, but all it really is we have a place here right across the street called Crumble Cookie. I don't know if you have those up there.
We do. We actually just had one open in East Lansing. I think tomorrow actually it opens.
Yeah. So basically it's like, cookies of the week. They have 4 or 5 different varieties. They have like a Reese's peanut butter cookie or a snickerdoodle cookie or, these very exotic cookies. And you buy them by the half dozen or whatever. But I mean, they're wonderful. And it's kind of like Gideon's. I think what this is going to do is kind of rival Gideon's, and they'll kind of be like maybe it'll take some of the heat. I think they'll have more. I think the Gideon's cookies will be more like a heavier, like substantial cookie where you get more variety of cookies at this cookie bar at Summer House. I don't know though.
So the good cookie bar is part of this restaurant. Then it's not like a separate like, location. Okay.
I think it's like probably in the back of this restaurant. I'm not positive, but I am glad that, I mean, think about it. This is in the place that Bongo sat basically unused for the last 5 years. So it's just good to see unused areas used again.
For sure.
We'll see. So what are you looking forward to? Because you are heading down here shortly. I mean, anything popped in recently that's
so actually one thing I'm excited about, because so this would be like our 3rd or 4th New Year's that we've done, and I've always gotten in like on New Year's Eve, like the 31st or maybe like the night before, like really late on the 30th. So I always go to Epcot, right? Because that's my place. I'm Epcot. That's where you got to be on New Year's Eve, anywhere, like just Epcot. Like I love the atmosphere, the vibe. So excited to do that. It's been a few years. Beth is going to join us. She's a local and she's never done New Year's Eve at Epcot. So very excited to like see it through her eyes, because that's one thing that's fun, right? Like you've done something a bunch of times, but when you're with someone that hasn't done it before, it's fun to see those experiences. So excited about that. But because of that, I've never been to Magic Kingdom on the 30th to see, like, because they do like a New Year's Eve test fireworks, or they do them like a couple times that night. On the
Magic Kingdom on the 30th?
No, I've never, because I always show up late on the 30th or on the 31st when I come down for New Year's.
I've done that like 3 or 4 times because I've always been there on the 30th and like done both.
Yeah. So never done that before, but however, as you know, I'm blocked out with my DVC annual pass, which is a bummer. But I was able to, maybe like a couple of weeks ago, I snagged a Narcoossee's dinner at 5:00 on the 30th, and the first showing of that show is at 6:30. So I will be like right there, like on Seven Seas Lagoon, and I should be able to watch it from a distance. So excited to see that because I've never seen that show before. Sounds like you have. Like, what are your thoughts? Pretty good show.
It's a pretty good show. I mean, Epcot's a place to be. Don't get me wrong. But yes,
that's why on the 30th I'm excited to finally see the Magic Kingdom New Year's show.
It's wild though because you're seeing the New Year's Eve show the day before.
It is kind of wild, and it's public too. So I thought like it was like, oh yeah, like you just kind of have to know that, but like it's even on the website. It even says like, hey, we're showing the New Year's Eve show at 6:30 and like 11 or something, whatever the times are. So I didn't know they actually posted that. So that was kind of surprising. So I know for sure I got the right reservation time. But yeah, excited for that. I'm excited to spend a day at Animal Kingdom. We love Animal Kingdom, and I don't think we went there this summer, or maybe we were there this summer, like really brief. We had with the cruise. It was kind of weird because we were there 3 days before we cruised and 3 days after. And Elizabeth got sick, as you know, like on the back end, she got sick on the ship. So we didn't really do too much after. So I haven't been and we were there for the Be Our Guest, like the Give Kids the World live recording, but we were only there for we went to Epcot for like an afternoon is all. So like, I'm excited to like get back, Mike. Cause like, it's been like 5-6 months. And like, I know like, I'm very lucky I get to go often, got the annual pass, but really excited to just get back to it, and like Emily's going to be on winter break, because our last big trip was to Hawaii. So like, I don't know, like I'm getting that itch, like where I'm like, 10, 11, 12 days out. And I'm just super excited to make some Walt Disney World memories. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting excited to be down there, but I'm going to take it at a chill pace this time because I am going to try to finish Dopey because I think this is going to be my last one, and I do want to be able to finish, and I am getting worried about it. So I am going to pace myself leading up to Sunday.
I'm just gonna roll with it. But I actually thought about this today because I was on the treadmill. I did like 2 miles. I was like, that Sunday that I was talking about, that Saturday I fly down there, like the 30th or the 31st, I'm going to try to do 10 miles like around Caribbean Beach, because like I'm not running outside. It's too cold and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to do 10 miles that day, and that'll be my indicator on how I feel about the marathon.
Do it early. Make sure if you do it early.
Yeah.
I mean, like at the same time we would. But yeah. My problem is I get down there, and here's the thing. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule for the lizard meetups. The thing that always gets me, and it gets me every year, and I'm not going to let it get me this year, is that lizard meetup on the Saturday after the half marathon. I end up walking like 3 or 4 miles to get to that thing, because it's usually like hard to get to. And then like you're standing up for the entire length of that thing for a couple hours. I can't do that.
That's why I suggested to Joe, and I don't know if Joe's listening. Or
my knees are destroyed. I just can't do that this year because my knees are just in bad shape. Saturday, I have to be sitting after the half. I have to.
Yeah. So I don't know if Joe is listening, or maybe I can message him if he has plans already. But like where we really need to go is because we go to the Contemporary a lot, right? And you go, like, we hang out on the concourse, and we just stand there.
Easy.
What was
somewhere
that?
We can go easy and
but you can still meet at the Contemporary. But I say we go on the Bay Lake side on the back, and there's all these tables around, like on the dock. Tons of benches, tons of tables. There's a bar. There's the pool bar right there. So if you want to grab like a little bite or a drink, but there's so much seating around there that I never see utilized. And you'll be outdoors, which is nice, depending on the weather. So like I would really push for that to be the meetup, because then you're not forced to stand up. It's not loud, because it gets so loud in there too. When the monorail's going by, all these families going to Chef Mickey's and whatever, it gets so loud, where we'll be outside instead and more comfortable. Just my 2 cents. Maybe the Scotty G meetup will be there instead.
No, I mean, I want to see everybody. Don't get me wrong. It's so awesome seeing everybody. I just, man, like after that, and I know people are like in better shape than I, so like they want to go to the Magic Kingdom after and do group rides, and I totally get that. You're not like old like me with cranky, crackly knees, but I'm just like, I know that last year it almost killed me, and this year I just know I'm in worse shape than last year, so I just know I have to just be smarter about things this year than last year, because I can't, because I just keep telling myself, be smart. I have to be smarter in like the week leading up to leaving too, because I was stupid with that last year anyway. So if you have a call, 407-413-9395, we can sneak in one more. I know we had somebody calling in from the 908 area code here just a second ago. If you want to try to jump in, 908 area code, come on, anybody can call 407-413-9395. Yeah, I am kind of excited though for like the coast to coast thing, right? To be able to go from, I've never had a trip like where you go to Walt Disney World, come home for 2 days, and go to Disneyland. Like it's almost like Amazing Race-ish. Kind of.
It's going to be awesome.
Going straight to Disneyland. Now that'd be epic.
Yeah, and I know there's a group of lizards that are doing that. They're doing Dopey over Marathon weekend, and maybe chilling on Monday, and then just flying from Orlando on Tuesday. Like it just sounds. Honestly, like if it wasn't from like Emily having to like go to school for a couple days, because I don't want to. That's the week they come back from break. Like I don't want her to miss the entire week. So I definitely want her to try to go a couple days. So if it wasn't from that, we would just probably work remote from down there and then just fly out. But yeah, kudos to that, because that's pretty awesome, man. If you went like to Detroit, Orlando, to Anaheim, back to Detroit, like that, like a weird kind of shaped triangle, like that would be really awesome, I think.
Well, because I thought about it, because like I work remote, right? But I mean, Mallory turns 16.
Yeah, you got a big 16th birthday.
2nd of January, so I'm coming home for her 16th birthday, and plus I only have like 4 or 5 lizard shirts, so I got to come home and do some laundry. I'd like wash all my running stuff so that I have stuff. And Wade is also saying in the live chat, looks like Joe has a set it's outside the Polynesian, which is what we did last year, so that's fine. It's like the same. Logistics.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to get to Disneyland. Like it is going to be a weird vacation, right? Where like, see, I'm going to have an actual vacation. You're coming down. You're just doing like running for like all of this stuff, basically. So
no, because I'm not doing the 5K. So
yeah. Well, I'm talking about even for Walt Disney World. Like I'm going to be there for New Year, so I'm actually having like a nice family vacation beforehand. So like that's really what I'm looking forward to. Like the 3 of us just like doing our thing, like we might volunteer one day at Good Kids the World. Like we're just going to take it slow and chill and have a vacation, and then run Goofy, and then go back and boom, have another vacation / run Disney, man. That is just kind of nuts. I know a lot of people used to do that with the marathon weekend and the Star Wars light side. It's something I always wanted to do, but never was able to do it because of work and all that. But I'm excited to finally be able to do back-to-back weekends.
So I'm excited though, because I mean, I'm getting to Disneyland though on the 11th, and I don't run till the 13th. So that'll be awesome. So the 11th and the 12th, I can do Parks, 13th and 13th.
That's why I added a day. That's why I added a day. Too,
because 13th is only a 10K.
Yeah.
So I mean, shoot, I can do the parks that whole day.
I was gonna fly home. I was gonna fly home Monday after the marathon weekend, and then work Tuesday, Wednesday, fly out Thursday. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'd rather have if I had to have an extra day, I would rather have it be at Disneyland. So I was like, I'm gonna sacrifice my sleep and all that. Like, I'm just gonna fly home that Sunday night and go to work Monday and Tuesday. That way, now I'm using my extra day at Disneyland, which you were able to help me arrange that, which is awesome. So, yeah, so I'm gonna have like 3 days before the races start out in Anaheim, which is awesome.
All right, we have one last call, and it is our friend Wade up in Nebraska. And I had a question for Scott, but Wade would have this answer too. So I'll ask both of you. And Survivor Vibes, let's give a shout out to Derek. So shout out Derek in the live chat. But here's
cousin Derek. There we go. Everyone's cousins, man. Like I'm still
cousin Derek.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's maybe
I'm still living the aloha life, man. Everyone's my cousin. So, shout out to cousin Derek
and cousin Vinny. Okay, real quick. And shout out to the Nebraska Cornhuskers, runners up, national champions, women's volleyball up at game today.
Hey, they gave it their best shot. You know what? It's a heck of a young team, and they were pretty inspiring this year. So, yeah, thanks. Kudos to them for sure.
Grew the game. That's all you can do is grow the game for the young ladies following in their footsteps.
Absolutely. You know what? Women's sports has continued to grow and grow, and that game was on ABC, which I think is the first time the national championship for women's volleyball has been on a national network. And that's why they moved it to Sunday. Normally it's on Saturday. So that sport just over 20,000 people in that arena down in Tampa today. It just gives me chills thinking about what a great experience it was for those young ladies. And like you said, Mike, all the young girls out there that want to follow in their footsteps, whether they're Texas fans or Nebraska fans, or any fan of any school. What a great day for sure. So, anyway, that's my little soliloquy.
we're all three fans of women's sports. We like to see that happen. I like to see those games, those opportunities grow. So that's great to see. Now let me ask you my question that I have, because I'm selfish here real quick. The expo at Disneyland, compare that to the expo at Walt Disney World. What am I in for? Is it because I know it's the convention center, right? The Anaheim Convention Center, right?
No, it should be at the Disneyland Hotel.
Disneyland Hotel, even better. Okay.
I mean, that's how it was the years I've done it. So,
okay. So I don't even know.
Yeah. It was a parking garage last time I did it, which was kind of odd because, and Scott, if you remember, you had to kind of walk up like the ramp, like your car driving into the garage.
Was there like a big red carpet or something too, like up through the ramp, I think, or something like that?
You sure this was the official expo? Wait, hey.
No, we're just VIPs like that.
Yeah, you got to go up, and then you go up the parking garage, and then you go into the hotel. I don't remember exactly how you go in, but I remember being in kind of a big, convention room attached to the Disneyland Hotel, but kind of that back north side of it, I guess it was, if I remember right. But a lot different for sure.
But I mean, is it as big? I wouldn't imagine it's as big, right, as World?
Definitely not as big, no.
Well, yeah. Sorry, Scott, I didn't mean to cut you off there. It was the Avengers race that I did, and I don't know if they're any bigger but they had their typical, the Disneyland half marathon weekend, which is always in September, but it was not as big. I remember it's kind of just in a big room, but you had to pick up your shirts, and I think the shirt pickup and bib pickup was in the parking garage actually before you went inside, which was kind of odd, cool.
That feels right. I wonder if we're still going to get like the wristbands for coast to coast, because that's what they would do too. Like, so if you were coast to coast, they would give you like a wristband that you had to wear all weekend, which is kind of annoying in a way. Like, I would say, like, I hope there's like better technology. I mean, if not, then I'll wear the wristband, right, to get the coast to coast. But you have to do like, because remember, Mike, they used to like take your photo, right, if you were doing like the challenges, so they can like ID you when you finish those races. That was like their way of IDing you out there, was with the coast to coast wristband. Hopefully they have another system. If not, I'll wear that.
Okay. I was wondering, because So the expo though starts on Thursday, and I guess I'll go Thursday because I'll be there Thursday. So yeah, okay, cool.
I'm just worried. Like
I remember the one. Go ahead.
Wade. No, go ahead, Wade.
No, I was going to say the one cool thing I remember is if you wanted to go back, like the next day, you just walk over there. You know, you're not like, oh, I got to get on the bus in front of the resort, and then you get over there. You know, that's a lot easier. I think I went back and bought a shirt. No, I bought some of the shoes when New Balance did the Disney collab shoes, the Run Disney shoes. I thought about it, left, and the next day I go, yeah, I'm going to go back and get those shoes. So you walk like 8 minutes, you know, from kind of downtown Disney or whatever, and I got the shoes. And I walked him back to the hotel room. So it was pretty easy.
Yeah, it's the whole setup is so much easier because you're there. Like, I mean, I know like Mike, we're not staying on property, but we're pretty darn close, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like all you gotta do is just get the downtown Disney, get over to Disneyland Hotel, and like Wade said, it's easy to pop back and forth if you forget something. Like I'm on the fence if I even want to go Thursday because like it's just like I know I'm gonna when they show the merchandise, like we're gonna see, right? Because like obviously I want to get like a coast to coast jacketed or a shirt or something, but I feel like those it's just gonna be such a madhouse. Like I would hope those would still be around on Friday because I don't want to like if I don't have to go Friday, like I don't want to like waste my Thursday having to go there. But I'm gonna have to waste some kind of portion of my time, right, to go there. So we'll see what we decide. But it's really not as scary as the Wide World of Sports, I'll tell you that.
Good.
True.
I'm excited. So what's up, Wade? Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack your call there. I was just curious about that.
No. You know, I was just going to say I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. It's been a while since we've been together and seeing, you know, other lizards too. Kind of did a long run today. Did one yesterday. I'm feeling it now. It's time to. Obviously, I'm going to enjoy the holidays. I don't want to wish time away, but I am looking forward to when we get to marathon weekend. It's been a long time. So really looking forward to that. And like you said, the meetup is at the Polynesian. I looked on while you guys were talking about it. I think at 1:00 on Saturday. And I didn't go last year because I think I was like, I got to sit down. But I do remember seeing pictures of a lot of people sitting down kind of on that grassy AstroTurf area behind the Polynesian. So, and there was some chairs and tables too. So, which is kind of nice.
My issue was I was going around like trying to meet and greet everybody, and I'm not going to be rude this year, but I have to sit. I have to because it caught up with me on Sunday. I was struggling, and I just know I'm not in that shape this year. So I have to sit. So I'm not trying to be mean, but I will be sitting. I'm not trying to be the king or anything. I'm just old. I just got to you want to say hi, come see me. I'll be
Wait, I think that was the last time we've seen each other was last marathon weekend. So it's been a year, which is crazy to think. I mean, I know we FaceTime and I mean, I think there's not more than 2 days go by where we don't like shoot a message to each other, you know, but it's going to be awesome to like give you a hug and see you in person, man, because it's been way too long.
We were talking about that, you know, and, you know, we've seen Beth, we saw Beth then at Wine and Dine. But yeah, it's been a year, guys, and that kind of blows me away. I know, Mike, you saw Hugh down there at some point. I think at Tron.
Yep, Tron.
But yeah, it's been a year, which blows my mind. That that's how long it is. Which is, you know, we're all a year older, all a year wiser. But yeah, that's crazy. It's. I'm looking forward to that. Again, don't want to wish the holidays away because I love this time of year. It's fantastic, right? It's just I love these next few weeks. I love the week between Christmas and New Year's, but then the chance to get down and see friends and see you guys, it makes me really excited for it. Yeah, I got to run, do all that stuff. I was cursing the run today at about mile 12. My knee was hurting, my hip was hurting, but I'm like, you know what? It's all gonna be worth it to hang out with good friends.
I hear you. Like stuff starts hurting that like doesn't know. Like I've had new things start hurting. Like my upper back was hurting yesterday. I'm like that's new. I'm like, okay, it's been my like right hip, it's my left hip, my both knees, and now I'm like, where'd my upper right back start hurting? I'm like, God darn, like I just want to get done with this. Yeah,
I had that happen too, and the chiropractor said, "Oh yeah, you've strained a muscle by twisting while you were doing." I'm like, what? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, but yeah, I go, well, life in your 50s, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what my wife says. She's like, because you're compensating because you're old, because like your left knee's hurting, so you're compensating with your right one. So now your back's all twisted a little different, and because you're constantly doing it. I'm like, whatever. It's almost January. If all I gotta do is make it January, Disneyland, I'll be fine. Just got to make it through that Sunday, which is giving me nightmares at Walt Disney World. If I can make it through that, we'll be fine. So
I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, you know what? I'm going to slow it down. Just slow it down. That's you know what? That's the best way to get through it, because I remember talking to Jeff Galloway once, and I said, no, I'm not going to win the race. He just kind of looked at me like, exactly.
That's a good point.
You know.
But I get anxious. I just want to get done. You know, like I don't know. I got that personality. I start like freaking out, and I just want to be done. But hey, the weather. Let's hope we don't get the weather that they had yesterday. That I don't want that.
Ooh, monsoon weather.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I saw a bunch
That
of Husker fans down in Tampa. It was pouring rain.
Oof.
But I will take wine and dine weekend weather, because it was the ultimate running weather. Low humidity, you know, like low 60s, low humidity. So it was great. If it could be like that, knock on wood, that would be fantastic. Yeah, but I'll take that if we can get that.
You guys better not have used up the good weather quota on us, or else we're going to blame you.
I said you got to leave some of this for January.
That's right.
Leave a few days in January.
Yes, it'll be on you guys if it's terrible.
Oh man, used it all up that one time in like 8 years. You get the perfect running weather, in Orlando.
I mean, let's be fair though. Wine and Dine deserves some good weather, man, because it's always been like pretty bad. So it deserved it.
Well, because I had a guest email me this week saying, should I do Wine and Dine or Princess? Because I've heard Wine and Dine has great weather. I'm like, it had great weather once. Like recency bias. Have you ever heard of something called recency bias?
Wade can attest to that because he's done like every Wine and Dine except one. Like he knows the weather's always bad.
Laughing when I was emailing back.
Rain. Oh yeah, I've run through the rain pouring. Where they said, the rain's going to start the night race. Rain looks like it started at 10. I'm like, no, that's not going to do that. Literally, bang, fireworks, boom, the rain started. No lightning, fortunately, but I ran 10 miles with a poncho on. Finally, I said, well, I have this poncho on. I'm getting pictures myself in a Disney poncho. The thing was ripping apart. But yeah, it had some rough weather. So Wine and Dine did deserve that weekend, or last month actually. So for sure, I've never run Princess. But yeah, I'm just hoping it all is, like I said, it's all somewhere right in there with the really good running weather. Let's put it that way. I know it can't be perfect.
Well,
but
we'll make it happen.
Let's hope. But it's going to be a great time. I'm not going to Disneyland, as you guys know. I've got a little FOMO already on that. But I am glad when my left knee was hurting that I'm not going to Disneyland to do another race, because I'm like, after Sunday, I need a break, no doubt.
Yes.
I need a break. Let the body heal a little bit.
That's how I feel too. I keep telling my, at this point I'm counting down the training runs, and then, I'm just counting down to like the middle of January, and I'm just going to call it off for a little bit. So.
Me too.
We'll
I have to do some long walks or something, that's what I need to do.
Yep.
So anyway, hey guys, good to chat with you. Can't wait to see you guys in a few weeks.
Yes.
Or a couple weeks. Jeez, what am I saying?
God, no, can you believe this time next week, Christmas Eve?
Right?
I didn't think about that until Scott said it. Now Scott's got me sweating. I'm like sweating under the Santa hat like crazy. Thanks.
I got to do some more Christmas shopping.
Same.
So, I've bought one thing. So
2 weeks from tonight, I'll be hanging out with a fire-breathing dragon. Baby.
Oh, you are so lucky, you dog. You better be FaceTiming me. Like I'll be sitting on the couch watching some football game or something, or Dick Clark, or not Dick Clark, but whoever's doing it. Yeah, you will. And I'll be like, I can't hear you, dude. I can't hear you. It's too loud, but it'll be fun. Yeah. Hey, tell everybody we said Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We'll see you soon.
Hey, happy holidays. Yep, Merry Christmas, guys. See you in a couple weeks. Have a good rest of the evening.
All righty.
See you, Wade.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And we have one question from Brittany. Scott, do you see it?
Yeah. With this newly simplified room categories and the construction going on at the Grand Floridian, do you have thoughts on what area to request a resort view room? Never stayed there before. Multi-generation trip at the Grand Floridian. That sounds awesome. Because I've only stayed DVC at the Grand Floridian. And so their room buildings are like kind of limited, right? They only have 2 buildings that you can do DVC. Mike, where did you stay? Was it like Pine Key, I think? Was that where you?
Boca Chica.
Okay. Because that room, I think, was really well done, because I don't think the construction really impacted you at all.
No, and the thing is, Resort View is going to be that's the new name for Standard View. They've just kind of tried to make it sound nicer, I think, which could be like a lawn, could be a parking lot, could be, it's going to be your entry level.
It's basically not a pool view or like a theme park view room, basically at the Grand Floridian.
So it's Grand. You're going to have theme park view. You're going to have lagoon view, and then you're going to have
everything else.
Yep. And so I would just request a building at that point. And Boca Chica worked out fine for us.
That seemed like a good room. And I'll let you know, because I got in this question a lot lately about the construction there. Now that was over the summer, and Mike can chime in on this too. I don't think it really impacted our vacation, except for when you had to go to Gasparilla. Lots of walls around there. You had to take some alternate paths to kind of get to the restaurant. But overall, it really didn't impact us. It didn't impact the pool experience or, our experience around the grounds at all. So I don't know. Again, that was a few months ago, so things may have changed. But I think you're going to have an awesome time. It looks like we're going to be there at the same time over marathon weekend too. So hope to see you and have a great trip. That's going to be an awesome time.
And the Grand is awesome. Those new rooms are great. And the thing is, the Grand is not stuffy like I thought it was. After you stay there, you get a different impression of it. And it's so convenient.
Great question, though. I know you're trying to wrap it up. She asked about cheering for marathon weekend, staying at the Grand. Honestly, a great place to cheer is on Grand Floridian Way.
Yes.
That is a tough spot for runners because they just had all the fun of the Magic Kingdom. And now this is when the hard part of the race starts really kicking in.
Yes.
So it's called Cone Alley because there's cones all over. So they'll redirect traffic 2 or 3, 4 times while we're running through Grand Floridian Way. But I love seeing people out there. Our friend Robin Worthington, I know I've seen her out there cheering before when I was running with Richard once. But it's a great spot to cheer. Not too many people do it, and I love seeing those people out there. So that's what I would recommend.
Yeah, because if you have loved ones, man, you have a sign or something, you'll be able to get right up to them. They'll be able to stop and give you a hug and easily find you. On Main Street, the problem is it's awesome, but people on Main Street are 4 or 5 people deep. And so you might be behind 2 or 3 people and your loved one might have a hard time seeing you as they go through. And there's so much to see. You're looking at Main Street, looking at the castle, they'll find you on right outside the Grand.
So Grand Floridian Way, which is right outside the resort, right? Kind of where you would be pulling into the resort. Just leave the room, kind of walk as if you're going to walk out of the resort, to the guard shack. As you come in, you'll be right there. And I'm telling you, that is a pick me up spot for me when I see people out there cheering, because I know they extended the race now. You get to the Magic Kingdom later, but God, as awful as it sounds, I still have 15 miles to go or something at that point. So you need it.
Please be there for me, because oh, Mike, don't stop, because and the thing is too. Here's another thing: they've added a big hill right at the end, right towards because they built that overpass now where the Speedway used to be. That's coming up there, so we'll need you even more now because that thing stinks. That surprised me last year. I didn't even know that was there. Last year, I was like, "Who put this here?"
That was I don't know who put that there. It was mean.
I was like, "Where'd this thing come from?" Because we've driven over, but I've never.
We still hit that in the full too, because I know we cut it right because we got to go towards Animal Kingdom, but I think we still hit that.
Oh God, I hope not.
Maybe. I know in the half for sure you will, because you gotta. It's the out back.
Epcot. Yeah, maybe we don't in the full.
You might not during the full. You just go towards the water treatment in Western Way.
And that messes with your mind, right? Because you see all those buzzards, you're like, are they coming for me because I'm dying? Are they going to come and scavenge my body away because they're all over the treatment plant?
Yeah.
Gross. Anyway, real quick, next race people could sign up for would be
Wine and Dine. Is going to be the next one you can sign up for.
Yep. So just go to
Wine and Dine 2024. I don't know the date. I don't have the website up. It's probably going to be sometime in February or March, I would guess.
Soon. Just go to rundisney.com. They're all there. All right, we're going to get out of here because we're running way late. But so we'll have another live show in a few weeks. So stay tuned for that in the new year. But we'll take Christmas Eve off, New Year's Eve off. Then the next week off for Marathon Sunday. And the next week we'll be off for Disneyland Half Marathon because we'll be out of the studio for that. So the next 4 weeks, no live call-in shows, but we'll be back in January. And we'll be back better than ever. So be ready. Scott and I will have lots of calls. We'll have lots to talk about. And we hope you will be with us.
My neck is going to be a little sore from all from those medals.
have so many medals when we come back. We'll wear
I'm
them all.
not doing dopey though, so I'm not going to have any. I'm going to be 3 medals short.
I hope I have them. We'll see. I'm putting the eggs in the basket before they're gotten or something. I don't know. It makes me nervous, but we'll see. So anyway, we'll have the shows. Don't forget the Magic for Less travel. We'd love to help you plan that trip for 2024 to swing by the magicforless.com. No cost to you. Please use our Amazon affiliate link. If you're like me, I bought some of my Christmas gifts today on Amazon. Just go to beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our Patreon supporters. Got a couple new supporters today. We appreciate that so very much. Thank you for keeping the show going. That means a lot to us. And you get our bonus show. It's called Mike in the Midwest. This week, I'm going to talk about, I'm still not done with my list. I've been working on it for a few days. 10 people that have passed on that I wish I could have spent some time with just to sit down and ask a few questions with, just because I'm kind of intrigued by their life, and they're gone now. So I'd never have that opportunity. Not people I necessarily look up to and would want to emulate, but I'm curious about them. I'd like to kind of pick their brains. So they're not like super crazy. Like one of them's a fellow podcaster that has passed on. One of them, I'll be honest, Bob Barker. So it's not a serious list, but I have reasons. So if you like shows like that comes out midweek, Mike in the Midwest, come on over, join us, just $5 a month, and you support the podcast. You get that bonus show every week. So come on over, patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. Give Scott a follow at Epscott, EPSCOT. I'm at BeOurGuest Mike on all the social media. And again, check out the shows on all the downloaded places. We'd love to get a rating and review, if you don't mind, on Apple Podcasts, wherever you grab the show. All right, we're going to get out of here, and we'll be back with our shows Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So please join us for that. So for Scott, I'm Mike. Wish you a great week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. All righty. How's it going? Oh, man, I'm so hot. Hang on. That Christmas hat pushes my glasses into my skull.
Yeah. That's why I just put it on top of the Christmas tree now.
Oh, man. It hurts so bad. But this hat's so faded. I grabbed
Good episode. Good way to wrap it up.
That was good. All right. So can you do that Tuesday?
If everyone else can. I can't tomorrow though. I got a team dinner. So
that's fine, but I'd like us to all be there on Tuesday so we could do that one.
Okay.
So Tuesday we'll shoot for probably the time we normally do the Monday shows, like 5:30 your time.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll check with them tomorrow, but I'll text you because we're gonna do the regular recording tomorrow. And that'll give me one more show that way too. So that'll work.
Sounds good. Yeah, sounds good.
I'll throw it in the text tomorrow after I run.
All right.
All right. I'll see you. Have a good night.
Yeah. Have a good night, everyone. Gotta eat that meat. I can smell it, man. The meatloaf is like killing me. I can smell it. It's so good.
I love meatloaf.
Yeah.
Lucky dog. All right, everybody. I said hey.
All right. Yeah. See you. Bye.